Hello, keeping it real trucking here. We're going to do a quick video on setting your axles. You've gotten loaded. This is it. This is the way we're going to go here. You've gotten loaded. Your axles are in the far back position. Mine are not, of course, right now. Thank you for being here and point that out because you're so critical. But anyhow, your axles are in the far back. I'm going to give you a tip of advice. A lot of you guys don't want to slide your axles. I slid my axles because the product I'm hauling is over 1 ton per pallet. If you have your axles in a 40-foot position when it happens, you put tremendous strain on your kingpin. And you will hear it. If you stand outside your trailer and you hear that guy going in and out of your trailer, you will hear it. So, with that said, I'm going to open up the door. I'm going to teach you a little trick I just did. All right, there's my product. It's like that all the way to the front. So, I'm going to mark where my product. I only put the strap on because I was hauling bales of paper, and I got to this place, and they said, if you don't have the strap on, stopping your pallet, because one come out the door when the driver opened up the door, and the bale come down and it killed him. So they said, if you ain't got it strapped, we're not unloading you and we're not touching you. So what I do is I count the white marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see that the sixth one is just on the other side of that pet thing. Okay, now I'm going to close the door. I'm going to go out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go straight down. There is my center of my back tandem. Right there. Okay, now with that said, our product is right here, the end of it. Okay? So that's the axle is underneath the back part of the product of the trailer. You go up here, and obviously this axle is underneath the other end of the trailer, evenly splitting the weight of the load. And I scaled. I had room for 1/8 of a tank of fuel when I got loaded. My advice to all you drivers, when they tell you to go in there with a low tank, if you're not going very many miles, maybe like 500-600, all right, yeah, fill her up to a half a tank and go. Now it's winter time. The trees are changing color. It's beautiful. You're not going to tell me to run my tanks below a half. I don't want to be sitting on the side of the road with my engine gelled up and I don't have no heat. So I don't care. I drove through snow. You think, oh, them trees are just changing color. It's no big deal. I drove through 3 snowstorms to get here. So with that said, I will now share with you my scale ticket, and I haven't moved my axles since. So you will see. Keeping it real trucking here. Making this video because I got a friend asking me questions, and I don't want to see him mess up and lose his chance of his CDL career because of something that was not explained to him that is so easy. Of course, with that axle in that position, I'm good for the state of Wisconsin, not legal for California. But if I'm not mistaken, I can pretty much go everywhere else. I just can't go to California with that. I would have to check and see if I can slide the axle more to put 34,000 pounds on the back axle to maybe make California. But I'm not sure. I could also had them double stack probably 1 or 2 pallets in the front, and that would have definitely made it to where I could have took this load legally to California and slid the axles all the way forward. So that's about it. I wish you all luck. And I slid my axles leaving the receiver. I haven't touched them since. And I will put on here my scale results so you can see. And I'll tell you what, I was pretty impressed with myself. I'll tell you that. So keeping it real trucking here on how to eyeball scale your load to leave the receiver so you don't get in trouble. I mean, that's it, because there was no scale there. So you want to You want to, who knows? I went to 2 truck stops, and I was like, oh, fuck. The one didn't have a cat scale. It said it had a scale on my GPS, didn't have a cat scale. Well, I didn't want to pay for it. And I knew where the government scales were. So I knew there were several truck stops in between the government scale. Now all I got to do is worry about getting nailed by CMV, Commercial Motor Vehicles Enforcement. So I went into another truck stop, a Pilot. The son of a gun, it didn't even have a scale. Which they have all, you know, if it was going to be a scale, a cat scale. And I wanted the cat scale because Weigh My Truck app for cat scale comes directly out of the company card. I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to submit a receipt. I don't have to wait for money to come back to me. So then I drove a little further up the road and I got to a cat scale, and I was just tremendously shocked on how, well, fantastic my scale was. So that's it. You guys, and all loads are different. This is just a real easy load because all pallets were the same. But you'll get a good feeling to where you know you're very legal, and you will be able to talk your way out of the situation with showing some knowledge and courtesy to the laws. Hopefully. Keep it real trucking. Peace out.